Good morning, welcome to another issue of Under the Surface. It's Monday the 11th of March and it's my 29th birthday today, and we're carping and it's bloody snowed and it's freezing again. So there you go, a nice surprise for me this morning when I woke up. We've come down to a place called Pebley Reservoir, me and my brother, and we're going to be testing out a few new bits of gear today and just trying to perfect our winter tactics. But it's been a bit of a shock this weekend with this weather dropping, so it's going to be another challenge, but nothing we're not used to. So we're going to get rigged up and geared up and get ourselves down on the water and have a little bit of a look around, and we'll keep you updated during the day. We're here until Wednesday morning now, so I think we're going to be a bit chilly, but we'll be alright, so we'll keep you posted. Yep, it's still March and it's snowing and it's absolutely freezing. I shouldn't be surprised really though, because I'm fishing, so it's always snowing and raining when I'm fishing, never sunny. Yeah, we're just getting set up now. We've done a bit of a recce round and selected a swim, so both of us can fish in. We've got a bit of room here. I'm going to be fishing over that way, Matt's going to be fishing over that way towards the island behind this tree. You can't see it at the minute, but yeah, very pleasant weather for March. I'm beginning to think Mother Nature don't like me very much. We'll get ours set up and get a brew on, I think, first. Well, it's about 1:30 now and we've had rods out a little while. I didn't do too much filming this morning because the weather's been absolutely atrocious. We've been white out at times and the snow's been blowing into the bivvies and everything, so we've just concentrated on getting set up, and I just thought I'd run you through what we're doing in a minute and how we're set up for the next couple of days. So you can see I've got my rods out there, I've got the tips sunk now because I've had a bit of problems with the swans crashing through my line. I'm fishing, if you can see where the sort of break in the wind is, similar sort of distance to that, only about 60 yards at a push, not a difficult cast. I've scattered out maybe about 30 baits with the catapult. Found a decent spot on the marker and just fishing two identical setups really, one on a cocoa banana snowman rig, 12mm and a 16mm bottom bait with 12mm pop-up, that's gone on a little stick, and the other one 12mm pop-up and 16mm bottom bait snowman again, that one just in a bag just to ring the changes a little bit. And Matt's just putting a bit of bait out at the minute. He's actually fishing a little further than me. You can see the island just in the background there. He's sort of aiming towards that kind of line where the break in the wind is. So yeah, so that's the tactics. He's gone for a bit more of a spotted approach than me, so we're going to vary it up and see which one's more successful. Yeah, and this is the base for the next day or so. Important thing to do at this time of year is just keep yourself really organised and compact. I keep saying it, but I know it sounds boring, but got everything to hand that you're going to need because your hands get cold, so you don't want to be faffing about too much. So I've got my brew kit there ready, and at the front of my bivvy, don't be making a brew in the back of it because you'll set yourself on fire. And got my bait tub there, sounder box. Underneath you can just about see all my new JRC tackle stuff. Got my trainers ready, boxes and bits and bobs. And then obviously keep my barrow close by, so I'm not in any problems. So yeah, I'm set up. It's a bit chilly, but hey ho, nothing new there. So we're going to see how we get on. I think we're going to have a cup of tea. It's just after about 4 o'clock, and I decided to try and have an hour or so sleep just to catch up. It's been a bit of an eventful week for me, celebrating a little bit too much, so I thought I'd catch 40 winks, and I've just been getting a few bleats on my right hand rod. It's not materialised into a full take, but enough to wake me up and make me pay attention and get my jacket back on and get out my sleeping bag. It is absolutely freezing though, and I know I keep saying it in all my videos, but today is exceptionally cold. There's one thing about Pebley Reservoir, and it is exposed, and I've been here before. I mean, this is where my night fishing adventures started a long time ago, and it's as cold today as it was in that very first session I had, and I've actually got a body warmer on and me fishing jacket on as well as all my thermal gear. It's that cold. It's just very windy. Not a lot you can do about it but ride it out. And I know I probably don't sound very pleased to be here, but believe you me, I am. It's nice to be out on my birthday fishing in whatever weather. And Matt's actually going to be cooking me a curry tonight, which is even more amazing. It's more amazing than catching a fish, that, to be honest, because he don't eat curry at all normally, and he's turned over a new leaf this year, so I'm looking forward to a nice curry on the bank. Keep me warm, naan breads and everything. I'm really pushing the boat out. His rods are there. He's been getting the odd bleep. I think it might be something to do with that twig in the middle of his left and middle rods there, but hopefully one of us will get something. I saw a massive fish earlier on. It came out a good 2 feet out of the water, sort of right in the middle of the sort of screen, as you can see it, at about 100, maybe 120 yard. Big mirror, just come absolutely boshing out, a good 2 feet out the air. So really nice to see that, but not where I'm fishing at the minute. But hopefully it means they're on the move into this corner, and hopefully they've got a sweet tooth, because there's a lot of cocoa and banana scent trail out there for them. Let's see if we can catch one. But if nothing else, I've got a really nice curry to look forward to later on, and by God, I'm going to need warming up. There's something about that right hand rod. Definitely something about that right hand rod. It's just bleeped twice again. Very, very interesting. I'm hoping, as I'm talking, I'm going to get a couple more bleeps, but there's something about that one. I think that might go. Mr. Carp is interested. So come on, Mr. Carp, please. Oh, I'd like a nice birthday present. A 30 pounder would do very nicely. That would warm me up and put a big smile on my face. Even put a few candles on my cake and I'll blow them out later on. Well, that right hand rod's just bleeped again, and nothing else bleeped then, and it wasn't windy. The wind just died off. We're in between snow flurries, so I think Mr. Carp's interested. So come on, Mr. Carp, today's my birthday and I would like a fish, especially sitting out here in this weather. I think I deserve one. Come and join the party, pull up a chair and have some cake, mate. And we're off again with the snow and the rain and the wind. I've just had a message on Facebook from my mate in Australia wishing me happy birthday from Bondi Beach. Cheers, Nick. Thanks a lot, mate. Really appreciate that. I bet you're freezing your backside off as well. This time next year, mate, I think I might go over there and join you. I'll fish for some marlin or some sharks or something that requires warm water. Not a carp where it's bloody freezing. I think I might turn into one of those grumpy old men, you know. Just like Jeffrey Palmer, and sit and moan about everything. I'm a Chef Wednesday fan, so I'm halfway there really. It's I suppose it's inevitable, isn't it, given that I'm going to be 30 next year. I might put a brew on and raise my morale. I might even throw a chocolate digested down my neck as well, because I'll live it up. Proper rock star. And this is my birthday treat, chicken Rogan Josh, cooked by Chef Matthew. And we're wrapped up. We've got the pan of rice on the boil over there. It's about 6:10 now. We've got about another half an hour of light, and it's fading fast, and it's getting colder. We keep having these snow flurries, and we're wrapped up for the elements tonight. I've even got a couple of tins of these and I don't normally drink when I'm fishing. I don't really believe in it, but a couple of tins to mark my 29th birthday won't go wrong. So we're going to have some of that while we wait for Carp, and hopefully they get their heads down for a feed tonight and we'll get a fish. I had a few good liners earlier on. That right hand rod again, and I decided to strike it, but nothing came of it. So I put it back out, same situation, same spot, little small PVA stick. So we'll see if we can winkle one out tonight. But it's very cold still.
As the voice of ITV show Dancing on Ice.
With ATS Euromaster, make sitting in your car feel like sitting in the shade with an aircon recharge for only $44.99. Put us to the test. Call 0800 60 1060.
Well, that wind chill's going to make it feel bitterly cold tonight. Snow showers most likely in the far south, north and east facing coasts. Widespread frost by morning.
Well, good morning and welcome to day 2. And a considerably different day it is as well. It's absolutely beautiful today. We've got bright sunshine, a nice mild easterly wind. Nothing like the conditions we had to endure yesterday. And it's really pleasant, it's lovely. It's about 8:30 and I got up at 5 and stuck my head out of the bivvy for a little bit and went back to bed for a few hours, just trying to chill out. And Matt's been up a little earlier than me to get a bit more bait out in his spot, because obviously he's fishing the spommed bait approach. But there was nothing in the night, no bleeps or anything, and that's quite surprising really, because we were sat there yesterday evening and I was convinced that that right hand rod was going to kick into life. I was getting line bites, bleeps, everything on that right hand rod, and sadly nothing came of it. But been having a little bit of a think this morning about how I can tweak it and try and turn it in my favour, and it's sometimes a good idea just to bring the changes a little bit, especially in winter. I'm thinking about just sizing down the rig a little bit and making it a little bit of a smaller mouthful. There are a lot smaller carp in here apparently now, from the original stock, so it might be that they're just picking at that. It might even be a big fish just not wanting a big mouthful, so I'll give it a go this morning. I'm going to wind in shortly and get a bit more bait out, and might even have a wander around the place while the rods are winding and show you a few of the spots. But it's much nicer to have a bit of sunshine on your face, I can tell you that. Apparently yesterday was the coldest March day since 1986. It always seems to be the case at the minute that whenever I'm out fishing, cold weather records seem to be breaking, so I think I'm definitely a curse. So I might go and move to Australia instead. It'll probably start raining. So yeah, so I'll leave you to it for now, and I'll catch up with you shortly. And Matt's just started getting some interest on his middle rod now. You can just see LED on the alarm flashing away. 3 or 4 bleeps in quick succession. So I'm just going to keep filming again for a minute, just in case he gets another one. It's definitely started picking up a little bit. I say it's a bit earlier than yesterday, but obviously yesterday we were getting set up and baiting up and stuff, but there could be a pattern emerging here. Afternoon feeding spells, once water's a bit warmer. We had a lot of sun this morning, and that seems to have moved things on a little bit. Everything seems to have woken up a little bit. My rods have been quiet, I've not had anything yet. Like I mentioned to you earlier on, I dropped that right hand rod shorter because I was getting a lot of line bites yesterday afternoon, so I brought it about 5-10 yards closer in, fishing to sort of the near left hand side of the hump rather than the far left hand side. And I've also whittled down that bait like I mentioned. I've got a picture of it. I ran out of memory space on my camera early on, so I couldn't take a video of it, but I'll hopefully try and show you one later on when I wind in and recast before dark. And the left hand rod has continued to be quiet. It's not done anything yet. I've been dotting that one around. I've dropped it onto this this sort of a ledge in front of me, and I've dropped it onto there. gravelly bit where it sort of comes from silt into about 7 feet of water, and that is on a red crustacean fluoro pop-up 12mm. So we're giving it a blast at the minute, and it's just started snowing again. It's nowhere near as cold as yesterday, and I think that'll hopefully spur the fish on a little bit. So I've just come to the peg next door to us to demonstrate how this rig's going to work in the water. Didn't want to put any bait in because there's a couple of very lively swans, and last thing I want to do is get them interrupting us and swimming through his lines, so I'm just going to drop it in the edge here. Obviously it would have a lead on it, so it would sink a bit more, but to give you a bit of an idea on how it's going to dissolve now, you can see it's hit the bottom there. And a good tip for you we've been looking at is make sure your PVA is suitable for the winter. We've just been doing some experiments with some different tapes we've got, and we've been quite surprised about some of the results. So make sure you test stuff before you put it out, because you could be sitting there for an hour or two with a PVA nugget exposed, hindering your hook and not exposing it like you think it's going to come to the surface in the summer, but it doesn't. I mean, this has been in sort of 30 or 40 seconds now, and there was some bubbling off it, but it's still not broken down yet, so it may take a minute or two. But you can see the boilies there just cocking up a little bit, and against the weight of the hook it should waft nicely underwater. Obviously you would have a lead on at the end. That gives you an idea, and to a passing carp it's only a very small mouthful. That more important to get a bit of a scent trail in the water at this time of year than actually give them a lot of food, and just a nice little morsel for them to pick up, just to try and catch them out a little bit. So I might come back to this in a minute or so and just show you it when it's fully broken down, but for now I'm just going to sign off. Well, it's coming up to 4:20 now on day 2, and it's a lovely evening, but it's been very quiet today. Other than Matt's run earlier on in the day, I've had nothing at all, no bleeps, nothing. It was about this time yesterday we started getting a bit more activity, so I'm hopeful that that's right, and we can start and get a few more line bites again. Might have to have a bit of a rethink if I don't, but that's winter fishing for you, especially this time of year. You've got to accept that you're not going to have a lot of activity, and take your chances when you get it, really, and just keep your eyes peeled on water. We've both been looking today and seen the odd bit of activity, but it's nothing like it is in the summer, so you know, adjust your expectation levels and be prepared for a long wait, really, and make the most of your time out here. I mean, it's been much easier going today without that heavy rain and wind and snow and everything else that Mother Nature threw at us yesterday, but you know, as long as you wrap up warm and keep your morale up, plenty of cups of tea, and bring a pack of chocolate biscuits with you, and you know, it's nice to be out. And the sun's out now, it's glorious. I've just been watching a stunt pilot do acrobatic flips in his plane over the lake, which was a bit of a bonus. So take the positives when you can, really, and then when the fish come along, and makes it all the more worthwhile. So I'll leave you with a little view of the afternoon sun over the very nice looking Pebley Reservoir. I've got my stuff ready to make chicken fajitas for tonight. That's another important thing, is make sure you've got something like that to look forward to. It's no good bringing a pot noodle this time of year. They're rubbish at the best of times anyway. I certainly wouldn't condone eating one, but you know, it's not much more effort to make something on the bank like a curry like we had last night, or like fajitas tonight. And it really just gives you something to look forward to during the long days and nights and that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that later on, and hopefully the carp are looking forward to having a munch just as much as me. So we'll see. I shall keep you posted. Well, it's now 6 o'clock on the Wednesday morning, and it's time to call it a day. We unfortunately haven't had any carp. Matt had a bream about 8:30 last night, which looked around 6.5 pounds. We didn't weigh it, just put it straight back, so we're not here to catch bream. But yeah, nothing much to report, unfortunately. He had a couple of line bites in the night, and around midnight I had quite a vicious line bite on my right hand rod again, but other than that the activity yesterday for me was really slow. But I'm not going to complain. It's been nice to be out on the bank. It's a lovely morning, and it's great to be down in a place I used to fish a long time ago. It's Pebley Reservoir, and we've had a good chance to speak to the bailiff, Norman, and he's a really decent bloke, and if you decide to come down here he'll see you right, and he'll put you on the right spots and look after you. Yeah, so it's definitely worth getting down here. It's a lovely water when it's not snowing horizontally, that is. It's got a good head of fish of all different species in it. It's got some really big carp in it, and it's got some big bream, tench, roach, and some really big pike. And I've had some out of here in the past to some respectable sizes, and I know they've had them to sort of £27. But there's a good head of £30 carp in here for a northern water anyway. So get yourself online, so try and find out a bit more about it. And if you decide to come down, give Norman a bell. His number's on Facebook. There's a Facebook page set up called Pebley Reservoir. He'll look after you, like I say, and you'll have a good time. And hopefully you'll have the kind of weather than we've had, and unlike us, you can get into a few fish. So I'm going to sign off now and bring the rods in. Thanks for watching again, and bear with me. I will catch you some fish. But for now, thanks a lot, and see you soon.